Captain Elena Vasquez stared at the rusted hull of the Defiant's edge, her jaw clenched tight enough to crack teeth. The ship was a relic, older than most civilizations in the Galactic Council, held together by prayer and stubbornness. It was exactly the kind of vessel they'd assigned to a disgraced pilot on her final mission. "This is your last chance, Vasquez." Admiral Chen's voice echoed in the empty hangar bay, transmitted through her comm implant. "Deliver the diplomatic package. To the Zenthari homeworld, no heroics, no improvisation, just follow the flight plan and retire quietly." Elena's fingers traced the scar running from her left temple to her jaw, a souvenir from the Battle of Kepler 442, where her reckless disregard for orders had saved 3,000 civilian lives, but cost the fleet a strategic position. The court-martial had been swift. 20 years of exemplary service reduced to a single moment of choosing humanity over protocol. The Zenthari had been humanity's greatest threat for decades. Their crystalline ships could phase through conventional matter, making traditional warfare useless. After countless defeats, the Council had finally arranged a peace summit. Elena's mission was simple: deliver the treaty proposal and return home to forced retirement. She climbed aboard the Defiant's edge, running her hands over controls that predated modern interfaces. The ship responded like an old friend, systems, humming to life with mechanical precision. Whatever else they could say about her, Elena Vasquez could fly anything with engines. The journey to Zenthari space took 3 days through hyperspace lanes that felt increasingly isolated. Long range. Sensors showed no traffic, unusual for such major shipping routes. Elena's pilot instincts, honed by 2 decades of combat and exploration, began whispering warnings. She dropped out of hyperspace at the designated coordinates, expecting to find the Zenthari diplomatic fleet. Instead, her sensors detected something that made her blood freeze. A massive debris field where the Zenthari homeworld should have been. "Jesus Christ," she whispered, watching the readings cascade across her screens. The planet was gone, not destroyed, but literally absent from space-time, leaving only gravitational echoes and scattered matter. Her comm system crackled to life with a transmission on an emergency frequency. The voice was unmistakably Zenthari, their crystalline vocal cords creating harmonics that human ears could barely process. "Human vessel, this is Hierarch Krextal of the Zenthari remnant. Our homeworld has been consumed by the Devourers. We are the last of our kind, and we carry a warning for your species." Elena's mind raced. The Devourers were a myth. Ancient. Stories told by the oldest civilizations about entities that consumed reality itself. She opened a channel. "This is Captain Vasquez. Hierarch, what exactly are we dealing with?" "Entities from the space between dimensions. They feed on organized matter and energy, leaving only void. Our phase technology accidentally weakened the barriers holding them back. They consumed our world in hours. Your galaxy has perhaps days before they spread beyond containment." Elena stared at the diplomatic package sitting in her cargo hold, a peace treaty that was now utterly meaningless. The irony wasn't lost on her. She'd been sent to make peace with humanity's greatest enemy, only to discover they faced something infinitely worse. "Hierarch, do you have any way to stop them?" "Perhaps. Our scientists theorize that a massive gravitational pulse, what you might call a stellar collapse, could seal the dimensional rifts. But it would require a ship to fly directly into the anomaly and detonate a quantum singularity device." Elena looked at her ship's specifications. The Defiant's edge was old, but her engines were overpowered for her mass. a relic from an era when human ships were built for ramming attacks. She could probably generate enough velocity to reach the anomaly's heart. Can you build this device? We have the components, but no ship capable of the required approach vector. Our phase technology is useless against entities that exist partially outside normal space-time. Elena made her decision with the same instinct that had defined her. Career. The one that had saved lives at Kepler 442 and cost her everything afterward. Transmit the device specifications to my ship. I'm going in. Captain, you cannot survive such a mission. I'm not planning to. Elena was already plotting intercept courses, her fingers dancing over controls with practiced precision. But I can make sure those things don't reach Earth. The next 6 hours passed in a blur of desperate engineering. The Xanthari, working. With Elena via long-range transmission, jury-rigged a quantum singularity device from components aboard both ships. Elena stripped her vessel of everything non-essential, channeling all power to engines and the makeshift weapon. As she approached the dimensional rift, reality began to distort around her ship. The Devourers noticed her approach, vast, impossible shapes that hurt to perceive directly, reaching across dimensions with tendrils that could unmake matter with a touch. Council Command, this is Captain Vasquez. She transmitted on all frequencies. The Xanthari were right. We're facing an extinction-level threat. I'm implementing the only solution available. Tell them Elena Vasquez died following orders for once. She activated the singularity device and pushed her engines to maximum burn. The Defiant's edge screamed toward the rift's heart at a significant fraction of light speed, her hull beginning to buckle under forces that shouldn't exist. The explosion, when it came, was visible from 3 star systems away. A brilliant flash that sealed the dimensional tiers and scattered the Devourers back to whatever realm they'd emerged from. 6 months later, at the first joint Human Xanthari Memorial Station, Hierarch Krextal addressed the assembled delegates. Your species calls it humanity, fuck yeah. This tendency to face impossible odds with stubborn courage. Captain Vasquez embodied this principle completely. She saved not just your galaxy, but all organized matter within 40,000 light-years. The memorial plaque was simple. Captain Elena Vasquez. She followed her orders at last. But those who knew her best understood the truth. Elena had never stopped following the only order that truly mattered. Protect humanity, whatever the cost. She'd simply found a chain of command worthy of her sacrifice.